to BNC Live. Happy Monday. I'm Laverne McGee. Thanks for being with us. George Floyd's murder was a wake-up call about policing in America and just how deadly it is for black and brown people. In the aftermath of the protests, many people made a lot of promises to make changes.
The events of summer 2020 highlighted long-standing inequalities, particularly among the Black, Hispanic, and Latino communities, that has had a significant impact on our country. That's why we committed $30 billion towards racial equity to provide resources and opportunity for our Black, Hispanic, and
3 years after the summer uprising of 2020, like so many of us, I know we're frustrated and disappointed that we haven't seen as much progress as we had all hoped.
One of the problems is that there is no one entity holding these corporations accountable. They're not required to report what they are spending on philanthropy or any of these racial justice initiatives to anyone. So someone has to hold them to account.
We've launched Equity Endowment with the mission of closing the racial wealth gap. And we are doing this with a two-pronged strategy. First, we're creating an endowment fund, similar to how colleges and universities have endowments. We're going to take the proceeds of that endowment and grant it to nonprofit organizations who are doing the programmatic work of closing the racial wealth gap. And the endowment fund itself is going to be invested with minority fund managers and funds that are investing in minority businesses and minority communities, injecting millions, if not billions of dollars into our economy to help close the racial wealth gap.
African Americans were wealth for 246 years. For 100 more years, a patchwork of laws excluded them from building wealth, and discrimination continues today. The wealth gap has grown so large over so many years, it would take something truly radical to close it.
Together with this two-pronged strategy, we will create a 100% mission-aligned portfolio that is doing this work and moving this project forward. We hope to be similar to a large organization like the United Way of this initiative, something that you and your family can contribute to, can be a part of, and can donate to, and have the trust and transparency to know that we're going to do this work ongoing and in perpetuity that will outlive myself and outlive our children until this issue is resolved here in America.
This does have a generational cost to it. We just can't hope that we are going to thrive as a nation when there's still so many wounds that have not been addressed.
This is something that started with slavery, but it's never diminished over time. And that's because government policy keeps perpetuating the circumstances for the wealth gap.
To activate our two core strategies, we have two amazing partners. On the endowment side, to inject capital into the minority economy, we are working with Global Endowment Management out of Charlotte, North Carolina. With over $11 billion in assets under management, they are one of the largest and most reputable endowment managers in the world. Then on the granting side, we are partnered non-exclusively with Greenlight Fund. Greenlight in over 12 cities with over 50 organizations in their portfolio. We're going to be able to identify the mission-aligned organizations that they have and grant right alongside of them to inject money into the hands of nonprofit organizations doing mission-aligned work to close the wealth gap.
For it is obvious that if a man enters the starting line of a race 300 years after another man, the first would have to perform some incredible feat in order to catch up to his fellow runner.
So in order to activate this mission, I'm going to need your help. We have two fundraising goals to get started. First, we're seeking to raise $500,000 to operationalize our endowment. And we've already gotten some money in the bank. I'm excited to share that John Simon, the founder of Greenlight Fund, has personally made a sizable donation. That's right. Not only is Greenlight Fund our partner on the granting side, but also John Simon himself has made a significant donation. We also have a large regional bank here in the Northeast that has made a sizable commitment as well. So I need you to join us. Visit equityendowment.org and click the donate button and you can donate. We are a 501c3 public charity through a fiscal sponsorship, so your donation will be tax deductible. Second, we're raising a $50 million fund to initiate the endowment. If you or someone you know wants to make a sizable contribution, please email me. Again, you can find my email at equityendowment.org. Lastly, I need accountability. I need you to stay connected. On equityendowment.org, you can upload your email address and we'll be sending out periodic updates. But you can, of course, connect with me at Russell Fugate across social media. Again, this is a community endowment. This is a community asset, and I need your support. I need your accountability. I need your help to be able to move this mission forward.
The median white household's wealth, their savings, assets minus their debts, is $171,000. The median black household's is $17,600. And that gap is still growing and growing. Why?
My late grandmother taught me that we live in an ownership society. And that's helped animate so much of my family's legacy. From my father, Gene Fugate Jr., my late uncle, Reginald F. Lewis, and so many others in my family who've been business owners, including myself. Having that fundamental understanding of America has driven us forward and allowed us to be active in finance, active in philanthropy, active in our community. And that idea, that understanding, the clarity of that vision has enabled us to be able to help be active in our community in so many unique ways.
What is it you wanted me to reconcile myself to? I was born here almost 60 years ago. I'm not going to live another 60 years. You've always told me it takes time. It has taken my father's time, my mother's time, my uncle's time, my brother's and my sister's time, my nieces and my nephew's time. How much time do you want for your progress? How much time do you want for your progress?